Like I said yesterday, where are you from is a question that is going to be with us all the days of our life, and we should always own it. Whether we are from Africa, wherever we are from, it doesn't matter, right? We know that a lot of things are not working the way they should work in Africa, in Nigeria, to be precise, in our case, for example. But still, let us have pride in who we are, because our own is even very evident because of the differences in our skin color. So just because they gave you this passport now doesn't make your DNA, your skin color to disappear. And that's what they are looking at. And many times they are going to ask you where you are from, you know, and develop a thick skin. Don't let it get to you. Don't let it offend you. I know that a lot of people are looking at it in the way that, okay, see these Oyibo people, they left Europe, they went to America, they became Americans, they became Australians, and nobody's asking them where are they from. Nobody is calling them white America, European Americans. Nobody is calling them, European, Australian, or something like that. Why must it be that it's only the Africans that they have to root them back to Africa the whole time, regardless of how many generations they have lived in that society? So I just want to say that let it not be something negative, you know, let it not be something negative, and let us just always have pride in who we are. And I'm talking about this Ngozi Fulani because we are looking at it as from what the white people, the Asian people, the Arab people are doing to us. We are looking at it that, oh, look at what they did to us. They ask me what is my name and I feel hot. And this one, they asked me, look at how they treated me. Somehow, whatever white people have done to us is more painful, more, like the impact, we feel it more. And I remember what a brother wrote here yesterday. He said, we always, that he doesn't find whatever they do to him offensive because he already experienced something more painful at home from our own side. And that is where I'm going to with this talk about this kill by because of ritual. This is something we are doing to ourselves. And every time something comes up and they say you have by somebody because of ritual, instead of them to even be looking for who did it, how, and they will say, oh, all these girls, they've told this girl, oh, this girl. Let me tell you guys, whether the girl decides to be on the road or anything doesn't give you the right to go there and take her life, right? But this is what we are doing. We justify that women are taken out in this manner just because they are on the road. Just because they are on the road. What kind of a society is that? What are we doing? We see people who come boldly, promise that they are going to do money, that they will do you money, they will go and bring person hand, go and bring person leg, and police will look at them and leave them, and they will be there operating that kind of fraud. Everybody is looking on. Nobody's taking any action. And it's getting worse now. Everybody say they want to go back to the roots. They don't want to follow Oyibo way. Fine. Which route do you want to go to? You want to go and start buying people. Say you want to do Okite, you want to do Odeshi, so these are the things we are doing to ourselves, and we're not even thinking about what we do to ourselves. And all this racism we are facing in abroad will not even happen if we are not being tribalistic to ourselves. Because of tribalism, that's why we are actually where we are in that we are running, escaping from our country. What we are doing to ourselves on the basis of tribe. On the basis of tribe, you will go and support somebody you know is not fit on the basis of tribe. The person don't have the mental capacity, the physical capacity, the any educational quality to lead a country like Nigeria, but you will say it's my tribe. It's tribalism that is actually finishing us. What we are actually suffering as people of African descent is our tribalism. And tribalism is the mother of racism. Tribalism is more painful, it has more impact, and there is no law criminalizing tribalism. If I want to go and carry a room, you want to buy something, or you want to deal something, you say, I don't deal with Igbo, I don't deal with Yoruba, I don't deal with Hausa. It's tribalism, and it's affecting us more. We are taking out ourselves in the name of tribalism. But then when we come to the West, we feel pained when someone just asks us where we are from, right? Good evening, Ada, I cite you. Yeah. You see, so what we are doing to ourselves is the tribalism, is the laying, is more brutal, is the main issue we're supposed to be fighting against. Those of us abroad, we are trying to teach you people at home, stop being tribalistic to each other. Like, for example, when I'm saying, leave all this talk about Fulani, 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 Fulani. If there are people who have done bad things, stop profiling any ethnic group. They say, oh, you are fathered by Fulani, which means you are less of a human. What does that say to a white person? When you are already trying to show anything bad about any ethnic group and say, oh, because of that, I'm better than them. I can read better than them. It's the same thing white people are saying about us, that they are better than us, they have better intellect than us, they are higher humans than us. It's the same thing you are doing when you are doing tribalism. Because tribalism is the foundation upon which racism is standing. Without tribalism, there will be no room for racism to happen. Without tribalism, assuming we are operating as humans, like seeing each other as humans, we will treat each other well, we will govern well. If they give you money to build road, to build hospital, you will do it well. If you are in a capacity to lead a school, to be a medical doctor, to be a police, you will do it well. You will not be say, this one na my taxman, hey, he break the law, oga me, no problem, na my brother, make it dey go. You understand? You will not, because you see your tribe person and you buy person, they bring him to you as a judge, you will not do the needful judgment, right? It's tribalism that is actually affecting us, but we are not seeing it. And now, everywhere you look in Nigeria, bang, 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 and nobody is saying anything. Which way? Nobody is doing anything. The legislation is not talking about it. The politics is not talking about it. How do you deal with the issue of this ritualist, money ritual, and all these false claims? By now, a national assembly is supposed to have a law. The police supposed to have a working template of what to deal with anybody that is associated with ritualism. By now, everybody that is a native doctor in Nigeria, anywhere, has supposed to be documented, know his name, his locality, where he's operating. It's not something that they should be doing hideously somewhere in the bushes, buying people, calling for hand and leg and head and rubbish, right? You're supposed to regulate it since it is something that is directly related to the loss of so many innocent lives. You are not even doing the thing that is affecting your people. And every day we are coming here to have conversation about them, what they did to us. What about what we are doing to ourselves? Right? What are we going to do about what we are doing to ourselves? Good evening, my people. So let me not talk too much. It's already 20 minutes. I want to play for you the ultimatum of the Gaddafi of Biafra, the son of Ekpa. The name is Simon. Now he has issued an ultimatum to those of us for those of our people in the southeast, and he's saying that so day they should not come out, so day they should not come out. This is somebody that is sitting in Europe because he feels that he's in comfort, so he cannot weigh in the consequences of his action on the people at home, right? Imagine these things that they are doing. If it was a white person that would do it, you imagine the outrage. But we are condoning it because he's our own. He's our own. Those of us in the diaspora, we can checkmate this thing, right? But no, he's our own. We're doing it for ourselves. And they feel like, well, freedom fighting is not easy. It's gonna be like that. Many people will buy it's like that, and then after everything, then then the freedom will come. Yeah, of course. Well, of course. By the time you buy everybody, then there will be nobody there. What a freedom then? Now free land for the new occupants, right? But nobody is putting it into consideration. The other time he issued an ultimatum and said autopilot, blah blah blah, is the guy that now everything is going to be seen right beginning from this week. Even we have seen it already. INEC offices have been attacked in Imo State, right? And he said it. And you are gonna look away from what he said, the ultimatums he's giving, and you are looking for other people to blame. Nobody wants to take the right responsibility and do the right thing. Instead we are looking at other people. That's why the whole thing is so complicated, because the challenges we are facing in the diaspora, we will not face all those diaspora if at all we know that, for example, you have where to go. You will always be willing to go, right?
Announcement.
I hope you can hear it.
Announcement. Very, very, very important. This particular announcement must go to every Biafra media.
Should go to every Biafra media.
The announcement must be carried out.
The announcement must be carried out.
Print media. Very, very important.
Mm-hmm.
So you will not say, had I known.
Mm-hmm. It's always that threat.
Because of the way our people have been killed.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the way
who is doing it? He's the one doing it. Because of the way they have been just saying let him go straight to the
group. For this reason, the preparation to stop election from happening and taking place in Biafra land.
Okay.
The following date.
Okay.
Is therefore declared sit at home.
Okay.
There will be sit at home in entire Biafra.
There will be sit at home
on the 9th of December.
9th of December.
2022.
Okay, that's next week, Friday. Okay.
There will be sit at home in Biafra land.
Okay.
On the 10th of December.
Okay, that's a Saturday, right?
And 22.
Okay. Sit at home.
There will be sit at home on the 11th.
Okay.
Of December.
Sunday. Okay.
2022.
Okay.
Sit at home on the 12th of December.
I hope you are hearing it.
2022.
9, 10, 11, 12.
After the
sit
12th
at home.
Of December.
After 12.
We are going to have a break.
And then after 12, they will have a break.
Will be on the 14th.
And then the next one will be on the
December
14th.
2000.
14 is Wednesday, right? 22. 14 is Wednesday, okay. So they will have a break on the 12th. No, on 13, yeah. And then on 14 they will continue.
Will be made again.
Okay.
For the second time.
Okay, for the second time, listen attentively.
In preparation.
Good evening, Omahi.
For the Biafra exit.
In preparation for Biafra exit.
The following date has been declared ghost town.
Okay.
In Biafra land. To make sure we affect
ghost town.
No election and no electoral activity in
okay,
Biafra land will be allowed on the following date. The 9th of December 2022, Biafra land will sit at home. On the 10th of December 2022, Biafra will be under lock and key.
Okay.
On the 11th of December 2022,
okay. 9,
Biafra
10,
land
11.
will be locked down.
Okay.
On the 12th of
on
December,
the 12th, it will, so 4 days in a row.
Biafra land will be under lock and key.
Yes, so
after that,
yes,
we are going to go to market on the 13th.
Okay, on 13th, on Tuesday.
Of December,
okay.
Biafra land will be under lock and key.
On the 14th, you go back
Do
to sit
not
at home.
blame anybody.
Okay, don't blame
Nigeria
anybody.
state happens to you.
If Nigeria happened to
blame
you,
anybody in case anything happened to you, because the Nigeria state will not stop at nothing. The way I've shown you the picture of the way they are killing Biafra people.
Are you hearing him? Like, he's saying all these things and telling them that they will have themselves to blame if they should disobey the sit at home order he's giving and go out, and Nigeria will happen to them. Are you seeing the gaslighting? He's actively calling and saying, don't go out, don't go out. But if you go out, they are not the one that will happen to you, but the Nigerian state will happen to you, right? Okay, I'm just spreading the information so that I don't want Nigerian state to happen to anybody, my precious people. I really love that everybody will be safe. But, the people that are supposed to take responsibility are not taking responsibility. Uh-huh. So they said 9 is a sit at home. 10 is a sit at home. 11th is a sit at home. So that 9 we're talking about is a Friday, you sit at home. Saturday is on the 10th, you sit at home. 11 is on the Sunday, you sit at home. 12 is on a Monday, you sit at home. That means you are sitting at home for the whole weekend, like Friday weekend. That Friday is supposed to be a working day. You can go to market, you can do everything, you sit at home. Saturday, you are supposed to go to the market, prepare for yourself, blah, 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 take care of no, sit at home. Sunday, you're supposed to, do what you do, go to church, do your meetings, blah, blah, blah. No, you sit at home. Monday, you're supposed to go to market, you're supposed to start your week. That one has already been stolen from the people since going to 2 years now, right? That one is out of the way. And then on Tuesday, you get a break to go to the market. From where will you get the money to go to that market on Tuesday? It's none of his business. He's sitting somewhere in the European Union, in Finland, and doing this thing. And now there is no outrage about what this young man is doing, the instigation this young man is doing, from all the way from the European Union to his own people in the Southeast. But now this same young man will be somewhere in Europe, and somebody will ask him, where are you from? What is your name? And then he will get offended and he say, oh, look at what you are doing to me, right? So all these things is like, it's a complicated, vicious cycle. If only we can take responsibility for ourselves and do the right thing for ourselves first, and then we'll try to put our house in order. But because we are not doing what we are supposed to do, and we have all these needs, and we are not meeting the needs ourselves, we put the obligation on other people to do it for us. And we hold other people in very high esteem for them to do it for us, right? Tell me why all the Southeasterners in the diaspora will allow something like this to happen. Somebody that is sitting within the European Union. Are you telling me that they don't see the danger in all these things? So it's not enough for them to call someone like me Sabo, or someone like you that support me Sabo, right? But it's okay. I will help you people to spread the information. So he said that there is not going to be any election. So those are the dates. I think those are the dates that they said they should go and collect the PVC. So he's trying to prevent that, because he already said there's going to be no election. And when there's no election, what is the larger ramification for the rest of the South? So I don't know. Because, for example, the ones that they were already elected, since they are not doing anything, maybe it's even better let them not be elected again. Maybe, who knows? Out of every madness, maybe if God allows it, there's a reason God is allowing this madness. But we will be here to be seeing what they are doing, right? I just say, let me add this information because I didn't want to do, amplify what he's saying before. But it was just a second thought, because I wanted to talk about all this ritual buying, and nobody's doing anything about it. And I decided to add this one he's doing to it. Good evening, Ezub. I greet you. He's trying to place, but he plan is after 90 days he promised and therefore didn't come. He would tell them because they didn't stay at home as instructed. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh. Nigeria problem is multifaceted. Yeah, of course. Nigeria, yeah, traditional rulers should be interrogated deeply about ritual Kpaings. They must know the traditional priests in their areas. They all belong to societies answerable to the traditional authorities. Yeah, because how can something like this be going on? And every day we'll be talking about it like, what is it that is in our culture that still condones this thing? That's why I wonder. You are saying go back to your root, go back to your root. And the root you are talking about is not centralized, it's not regulated. Everybody is in every corner doing their own thing, right? It's not even something that you can even do together. Everybody is just doing their own. This one will say he will need head. This one say he needs stomach. This one he need tongue. This one he need teeth. Why? Why should anybody be doing anything that involve any part of anybody? Safe. Why? And the government is not doing anything about it. The government is not doing anything. As things stand now, the police supposed to have idea of, like, register every native, anybody that say is doing anything native in any capacity, register him or let him submit his manifesto. Even I don't know whether you say his own concept, how he's doing his own, how does he operate, write the things, let it be something that is, because these things are like an epidemic in Nigeria, affecting different parts of the country in different ways, and everybody is looking on as if nothing. What is it in this traditional religion that still wants to take out people for one sacrifice or the other? Why can't you evolve it? Why? I don't know. So everybody is supporting whoever they want to support. Somebody said so. I think I didn't see what that wrote. Um, yeah. I think the federal government, its security agencies are asleep. I don't know why. Just last week, the Cameroonian government caused arrest of, yeah, they are not doing what they want to do. They are just doing lame dog. I don't understand what they are doing. I don't really understand. Both the state and the local government, the federal government, I don't know what they are doing. I don't understand this Buhari administration. How can people be sitting down in a place where they have their records and you have an embassy and you are not doing anything? Can't he send the embassy of Finland to go to the Ministry of Interior and register a complaint? That is enough. What is the embassy in Berlin doing? Why can't the embassy in Berlin go to the Ministry of Internal Affairs, Innere Ministerium in Berlin, and go and register these people and say these people, they call themselves IPOP, they are in this country and they are fomenting, and you give them evidence of what they are doing. You are sitting in lame duck government. Honestly, I've never seen anything like this before. Lame duck government. How many people do you want them to buy before you will act? Why? Yeah. Okay, if the federal government did not do it, what is the state government waiting for? Why will Simon Ekpa be issuing ultimatums and carrying them out? Huh? I don't know. And it's infuriating. Huh? Now they have gone to Imo State, now according to what Simon Ekpa said, autopilot, whatever. I played that audio for you guys. Maybe I should play that audio again. Maybe I should play that audio again. Maybe I should play that audio. I'm coming. I don't know what is going on. And even water is the code.
Autopilot IPOB.
Water is the code.
Water is the code. Autopilot
Autopilot. The water is
the code. Brothers and sisters, fellow Biafran, we have decided to make holding of our leader Mazin Nandekano more expensive.
Okay.
Than releasing him. They are going to pay.
Okay. Oh.
This week we are increasing the volume of the water.
Okay.
The volume has been adjusted. You will hear the voice.
Okay.
You are going to hear the sound all over Biafra land. The volume has been increased.
Okay.
It has been adjusted. Remember the code begin is water.
Okay.
Water is our code now.
Are you hearing it? So you will hear him saying.
You said something.
Shabi said this week.
We, the IPOB autopilot, is the arms wing
of
our liberation movement.
Okay. Oh, are you people hearing it? Arms wing.
This is time of liberation. Our self-defense, our self-determinations the volume has been increased.
Okay. Oh.
Above all, I have vital information to give to you.
Okay.
If you are on this platform.
Okay.
If you intend to travel to Biafra land this December,
don't go.
Do not travel. If you want to travel, if you are planned to travel, cancel your trip.
Okay. Oh.
Because we don't see route to come back.
Okay.
If you plan to travel this December, cancel your trip. Cancel your trip. Cancel your trip because.
Are you hearing it?
Not see
okay.
To come back.
You say if you want to travel, cancel your trip.
In a new phase.
Now end them phase it did so.
We've entered into the new phase.
Now the new
from
phase.
This week.
From this week.
We have increased the volume.
Okay. They have increased the volume.
You have a privileged information. Tell your loved ones.
Okay.
Tell your brothers and sisters.
Okay.
If you are in Lagos, remain in Lagos.
Okay.
Anywhere you are, remain wherever you are.
Okay.
We are going to celebrate Christmas in another style.
Yeah.
That is going to be a gift to our enemy. That gift is water.
Okay.
That gift is water.
Good man in the room.
Do not.
He said you should not
travel to Biafra land in December.
There is
except
zero political will. He said, who is he? Like with the comfort he's doing this. Honorable. Yeah.
I repeat, we have increased the volume of this water. Most of you that said you need an action, the hour has come. Most of you that said you want to see.
Okay.
The movie has just begun.
He said the movie has just begun. We have not seen anything.
We have decided to increase the volume.
So the good thing is all these things. Okay.
Send money to your loved ones that are home to buy food.
What of the people that don't have somebody to send money to them?
Very soon you will sleep in the zoo.
You will sleep in the zoo and you will.
Fellow Biafrans, wherever you are, the lovers of freedom. This information, take it serious.
They say you should take it serious.
Your brother Gaddafi of Biafra.
Okay. Gaddafi of Biafra has spoken. Ndị Mgbu. Our brother is writing something very interesting here. He said, let me, he said, they have replaced the government recognized AZs with their hand-picked versions. In my local community in Oru, LGA, our AZ was humiliated, derobed, and chased out of the village. They appointed one of their own who was in a tussle with the dethroned AZ. Okay, oh. Ah, me, I don't know what to say again. Like our brother is also saying something. Our brother Jerome said something. He said Turkey has issued warrants to both Finland and Sweden for the extradition of Kurdish terrorists who are linked to terror attacks in Turkey. Both Scandinavian nations have ignored it. Aha. So Turkey issued a warrant to Scandinavian countries and they ignored it. So are you thinking that they are going to ignore it if Nigeria should send for their reparations? Our brother Henry Chimeze said, I will simply submit there is zero political will from both the FGN and the federal and the ministry, foreign affairs ministry, to tackle the center of gravity and end this once and for all. Okay. So let me see. Brother is saying that the federal government simply wants us to, hear it from what we previously gave support to. That should be the reason for this grave silence. Some time ago, some Easterners hid unknown men, and hailing them. Normally, the place should have been besieged by heavy military presence like in the northeast. The silence is intentional, okay? Nigeria is definitely one of many centers of wahala. So much unchecked lawlessness. I accept. I accept. Yeah, so good evening. Good evening. I salute you. IPOB, our counselor says, if they are not cut off or nipped from the board, it will progress to the stage that our land will be ruled by those criminals as Mass Njaka is already seen. Yeah, I agree with you. Good evening, Andrew Mobodo. I salute you. Yeah, so, like one of our brother answered the name Oheri Lam. At this point, that's what we should be praying. Oheri Lam, that should supposed to be our motto. Because even as at this stage, they are still in it. Good evening, Edo TV. They are still believing, like at some point they get to the area that they are talking about, all the things that is going on, and then when you think, okay, they are getting there, they will exonerate Kano and his IPOB. Instead, they will be asking for his release so that everything will stop. Like you are telling from your accepting what is going on that is directly related to his be for related to him being in DSS dungeon, and not even recognizing you that you are owning up to the criminality that is going on, and instead they are turning around to say, okay, release him so that all these things will end. All right. So I don't even know how they are thinking about it, but like so many things is going on. Like my head is full, and I'm looking like this video I sent out. I can't believe what I'm seeing. There's so much unchecked lawlessness everywhere. Everybody just doing their own thing. Government are just there sharing money. Like I'm just looking, they are just sharing money. The money you share, wait till they take and do, okay, just they share. And you are still sharing money, even though election is coming, they are going to use the money to be doing election. You are still sharing. Share. Maybe it's your motto to be sharing money. You don't care what is going on with the country, right? You are just sharing money. Huh? The legislation is the worst. The judiciary. The judiciary is the highest the highest evil that has happened to Nigeria. The people in the judiciary, they are the worst. They are just the worst. Because how can a country be held together without justice, without law? A lawful society, the Senate class, what is trying to hold them together? What is trying to give them that status? Is it not because there is law? You can sue somebody, the justice system tries their best. But we have a judiciary that is like failed system. I don't even know if anybody want to join and say something because I'm just the only one saying me self. I don't know what I want to talk again. The thing say, oh yeah, me learn. So many unlawful things that is going on. How can somebody go and buy somebody say because he's doing Yahoo and you know? And you know, there was a comment I replied to. I just saw myself replying to that comment because this guy was pranking ladies and they said they were doing hookup. And I'm even looking at those ladies like, in this Nigeria that is like this, somebody will call you and say you should come for a hookup. You say you carry your leg and go to somewhere you don't know, somebody you don't know. They have, like, I don't know, there is a lot of crazy things going on. Is it that the people don't get the information that they're supposed to get? Like, what exactly is the color of their problem? You know that the country is as it is. You will still be putting yourself in that kind of situation. Anyway, then when they will not come, the somebody that dressed like Babalawo will not come and they will not start shouting, Jesus, Jesus. So you even know say Jesus day. You they do hookup, you they go they find somebody where you know. They go give you address, call you, go on, go hook up. And I'm sure this is how they are buying all these ladies we are seeing. See the way they arrange hand and leg. See the way they put the head, even the braid, fine girl like that. Who be the babalawo way they ask for all those things? Which God in the which concept? Like this thing is unbelievable. And the people that can even do something, they don't have chance to go into politics in the first instance. Eh? And if you are looking at the things that they are even talking about, no one even concern anything important safe. Still the same redundant something and build like you can still be building road and be doing programs that will affect social life of people. Oh, somebody is here. Hello? Oh, it didn't work. Okay. Hello, my brother. You're welcome.
Hello, Blessedom. Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. And good evening to them. First, thank you again. Issue. I strongly believe the days of saying contents of this or the danger is over.
Yeah.
First, I did some of my comments on the thread. Sorry. If till this day, those who should take action and who should know better are still asking did not commit anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
We are going nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
You see, example, and I use other countries, but I know most people are accused on like comparison orange and apple. But let me say this: what happened? The H guy, despite him by himself, postmortem judgment and Germans as a whole today relating to that H guy. Now, when it comes to everything, in fact, not just UK, even if people can argue this, anything relating to anti is strongly condemned in all ramification. Now, for this to be, people of the Southeast, they need to rise up and give Ojukwu postmortem judgment. Give him the title he deserves, which is a war criminal. Then they sell him out and give him his, what rightfully belongs to him. Not until this, we are talking about Nnamdi Kanu. No, for me, I'm not going to live on this earth forever. They don't address this thing. Somebody up with the same narrative in the whole place. Now, if Bianco Juku, these politicians, the level senators, if they are saying these things, what do you expect to happen? The federal government, they are watching. The only thing is, I think INEC has a case. You see, this tension, say for example, like INEC, their offices has been, attacked. Now, INEC should be watching these videos and be seeing where this threat are coming. For example, let us say now, the whole Nigeria, how many places INEC office been attacked?
Okay.
So INEC, if at them on these videos, they need to petition this thing to the federal government. That is what these IPOB guys are saying. And it is on record within their regional personnel, and our office are being set up. President, we need your help. Because if you leave these things to the governors of the South, the people that did those things came from the North. The funny thing is, even to this date, people are still making excuses that these are Fulanis. INEC, they need to even pay presidency itself and begin to build
the
up
thing
these
is
guys.
we can be saying, for example, our brother is saying, let me read what our brother is saying. Say, do we have enough prisons? Do we have enough police? Do we have equipment that could enable the police combat crime in the absence of these things? So whose duty is it to produce these things, to procure these things? Whose duty is it to make sure that you employ more police? To employ more police lies solely on the hands of the federal government. Why are they not doing that? We have a teeming population of young people that are looking for employment, and you have a federal government that is receiving billions and billions and sharing to state governor. Why can't they employ? Why can't they set up the structures? What we need is a structure, like you always say, not all these tribe, we need a working system. Put the system in place. Who is going to put the system in place? It's going to start from somewhere. Let the federal government put their system, their structure in place. Let the state government put their structure in place. Let the local government put their structure in place. All the structures are working, then there will be a cohesion. But nobody is doing anything. In our own side, it's worse. Their own understanding of government is share the money. Bring the money and share. Everybody go and build upstairs one corner every corner. That's their own idea of government. They don't understand what government means. And then you have the federal government that is just doing lame duck when you have all the powers at your disposal.
Blessedom, and you said this repeatedly. This thing hasn't climaxed yet. Now, east of 2014 to 2019, they were making excuses. People like Aero 5 was willing for collateral damage. A video on social media where they saw these guys in the forest, but it didn't, because people were in home, people were kidnapped there. What was Aero 5? Everybody out. These people don't come across the same time. Aero 5, this was in his state. He said to them, take
everybody. Because he has already gone the route of first of all supporting his own, paying them. He has done all that, right? But these other people have not done that. So they want to go through that phase before they come to the point and say Kape bomb. But by that time it will be too late.
Not until it climax. Now people don't even want that in our law is already deserted. My friends' community, my schoolmates, their community is already. Not until even governor, not until we hit that northeast, then people will admit that, flush everybody out. When we go to that house, they are signing their security vote every month. The only area I'm angry with federal government needs to take this serious and establish a task force. Say, for example, to look at how they can do this, create a special unit. Just put these things, and whichever governor that is not willing to cooperate, is with you. You have the executive power. Declare martial law in that place. The National Assembly, I don't even know what they do. As we speak now, is living within the outskirts of Kano. These are no jokes. But the worst, even you see elderly women, they are still denying on social media. Yes. Why would Simon Ekpa have the M13? Because he's watching. This guy, Michael Zuckerman, went to US. The people he met and addressed, these are in the Igbo, with all due respect. These, when you look at them, most of them are professors, doctors, clapping for Zuckerman for saying what he's saying. Rather than for them to call Zuckerman, at least, I mean, if that particular group of people has stood their ground to call on them, the kind of committing is wrong, we'll have a headway. The inmate of Abga in Abia, Obinichita, is fraternizing with these people. Like, with their hands in the cookies jar. So who are you? Who is me to champion this thing? Most of them, okay, now, let's face the reality. Who went and gathered traditional rulers from Umuahia to go to Abuja? Is that took people to the presidency? These are Igbo politicians. Those 11 senators, and say the truth for once and for all. Simon Ekpa will stop speaking. Saying this is because when he looks, those that are working for, those that are political, if they can come in the open, who knows what happens behind? I mean, is it to reach out to the presidency to give this guy so-called what they, we're not ready yet. Not until the climax.
That's what I'm still saying in relation to what happened with what this royal family saga with this lady, all this attention, all this talk, For example, we have bigger problem in Nigeria, right? We are supposed to come together as one people and stand up against the elite, the people in government, the politicians, the military people who are mismanaging funds, like underfunding the police, underfunding public institutions, right? Not building road, not building amenities for the people, not providing even any amenities for the people, and just eating all the money. And this phenomenon is the same whether you are in southeast, whether you are in the northeast, whether you are in the south side, like all across. It's the same fundamental issue that the government officials are embezzling the funds that is meant for the people, for themselves, and the people are left with nothing. So instead of us to come together without tribalism, to say we are facing all this problem, whether you are Igbo, whether you are Yoruba, we are all having this problem, and stand as a people and fight against the collective tribe, the elite tribe that is doing this injustice to all of us. We go down the ethnic route. And because that's why I'm saying tribalism is the root cause of all this problem, right? And for us to solve this problem, we need to abandon that tribalism mindset. As long as that tribalism mindset is festered in every Nigeria, the needed revolution cannot happen. Yeah, the needed holding people accountable cannot happen, because at any time everybody will be supporting their own person. Like I was looking at this brother yesterday, Steve. He was doing a video, and there was a man there seriously defending Okezikpazu. It was nauseating to watch.
I think his nickname is Governor. I even got fed up.
Yeah, he was defending it. Like this is when they say someone is defending the indefensible. And he was boldly, he came on Facebook live with his face to defend Okezie Ikpeazu, and even took offense that when you are saying something about Okezie, you are insulting him, right? So tell me someone that has mismanaged funds to that extent still have someone in the, maybe what is pushing him is maybe he's from his village, maybe he's from his local government. So it's still that element of tribalism, my own,
You
support my own,
spoke of
my
this
brother, my religious person, my sister person, my mama pikin, my in-law family, all those things. So we have not learned objectivity.
I don't know if you came across the memorial lecture of his father, where the guest speaker was Professor Patrick Lumumba. He spoke about Nigeria having so many nations, but they need to kill the tribe. What
Yeah.
gathering you have almost all the political elites, and
Mm.
he lectured them on how to that we need to kill.
Yeah. Nigeria is not
I
going
would say,
anywhere as long as we have all this tribe, it's gonna be, and it never stops.
Because what I did mention that to that long lecture, and you see all these politicians, they all sat there, lost souls. These people, they don't care about anybody. And ramifications, they don't even care about the next generation. They don't even think about what's going to happen next. They just think about themselves.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's that particular lecture alone. He was trying to rub it on their faces that it is the way it is.
Yeah.
And
For example,
and like you said,
yeah.
lecture countries with different ethnic nationalities. You see, sometimes when people say this is the problem, no, we are not that. I mean, what I look if you want to look at it from heterogeneous or homogeneous perspective, that is not the case. They try to understand that we need to kill the tribe. Now, in Africa, country that is making headway, even if we are looking at Rwanda, you have. Now, let's even bring it down to Igbo. Today, they made a Abakaliki girl that made a video that is even Abakaliki, I don't even Igbo. I mean, but when the typical Ngwa man begins to speak his typical Ngwa, I struggle to understand. Man or Hofia man or Alaye or Igbo or Abreba man, when they go into that their proper vernacular, I can't understand the thing. But that doesn't mean they are not Igbos. Bottom line is the crop of politicians we have, they are one of the major problems.
Yeah, we can't be more than the politics that we have, right? Our people, our continent, we cannot be better than the politicians. The politicians will set the standard, they will set the pace. So if you are looking at the politicians we have, that's a direct, directly relatable to the outcome we have. Because you have to look at them and say, okay, what is the magic? These people are not even thinking about the social issues that is actually affecting people. For example, the issue of ritual. Nobody has even looked into it. And even the politicians themselves patronize these people to give them powers to go to politics. You see? So we don't even have people that have the intellect, first of all, to think about how to run a society, how to bring the society together, how to bring the needed change. And if you see when they bring to the right, what they want to do is the same redundant, they just go and copy and paste things, not things that are practicable, relatable to the people. You have a teeming population, there is no welfare. There's no welfare of any kind. Whether it is food, whether it's healthcare, whether it's water, there's no there's no kind of welfare. You know what that means? That if you don't have any food to eat, you don't have any food to eat. Be that. How can you have a government and in 2022 nobody is thinking about welfare? You may be an orphan, you want to go to school, government doesn't know that you are an orphan. They cannot maybe remove you from people who will pay school fees, exclude you. No, they don't even know you exist. They don't even have primary school, they don't have secondary school to send you to to begin with. So the government we have is not prioritizing anything that builds a society. What builds a society? Education, then welfare, well-being, then housing. They are not even thinking about those major things. Somebody don't have food, he don't have where to sleep, there is no water, there is no school for him to go, and every day you come out, you are talking about road. Is he going to sleep on the road every day? So why will you not be building that road and building the school and giving them welfare? Why must it be like, oh, they are just mutually exclusive, this one only, this one will be going on? Why can't you do this and do this at the same time? You have the funds. So we are not being taught, and nobody is interested to listen to the right thing that will, you know, be impactful to the society. We have so many problems, we have so many people, but where is the solution?
You see, Blessedom, I had a because he reached out that have I read the Labour Party manifesto? I said, he sent it to me, but I said I can't read it. It's 63-page long. He said, "What if Nigeria needs to move forward? We do not need political parties manifesto anymore. What we need is a compact program documents, which every political party must have out of parliament passed into law. And say, for example, when you look at countries by any country that's making headway, they have what they call a national, like Britain, theirs is always 50 years. Now, I said to that manifesto anymore, because what is the guarantee? Even APC, they meant 50% of it. That is party manifesto. Now, compact social program, which, like what you mentioned, okay, we are looking about has access to health care. They begin to look at the options. If we cannot provide food to our citizens, let us implement policies in place that is a must have a health care insurance or insurance policy that covers health care. For example, they begin to look that for every driver or any person that is in Nigeria or that owns a car, you must have, they make it it will be a criminal comprehensive or third party insurance policy. They begin to look at other things. Say, for example, where I live, any person that knows ground, they just finished this year. These are part of what? The national plan. Years ago, there was no overground. They started it before, I think, 20, but now it's completed. Any person that lives in London would admit, like, for example, any person can Google it. They started it 2014, sorry, 2012, and they finished it this year after. But any person can Google the HS2. These are part of the national plan, not generation project. Housing is an issue. What they are doing, those low-cost houses, are using more high-rise building. I said to my friend, listen, we don't need manifestos anymore. If we have that program, then the political parties know that once you're coming into power, you make sure electricity becomes affordable. These are what we need. First, use that to campaign against the PDP. That any serious government within 6 months will no longer be a big part of my neighbor. But what are we seeing today? And even Tinubu used that as a campaign. Okay, Tinubu cannot campaign with electricity because that is what we drag the video so long. Not until we begin to have a proper conversation. I said to anybody who came in Nigeria, is that National Assembly and all states House of Assemblies. Not until we have begin to think outside the box and begin to have a long-term thinking, we are going nowhere. Pass this thing.
We are going nowhere.
It's a document.
We are going nowhere because, yeah, we are going nowhere. Also, another factor that we have to think about is the individuals themselves. The individuals themselves, they are not good. Like,
Someone said welfare won't plunge. No, it wouldn't. Because at the end, the money these politicians are stealing alone is sufficient to provide welfare.
The money Ned Nwoko is using to marry that small girl is already enough to pay all the welfare that his small constituency need. Maybe he's a politician. That's where he gets his money. Where did he get his money from?
Well, he said he was a lawyer. He helped Nigeria with, and that is where him and Wike is falling out. Because one of the lawyers that facilitated with the Paris Club, this guy that wrote this, part of the refund of 30% derivation, 21, Abia State got 4.4, almost 5 billion. Now, the most recent 10 billion. Where's that money?
And this is an addition, in addition to the usual state allocation, right? Yeah.
Let's talk about the ecological fund. They got their own money.
Yeah, they have the money. The money is there, but the will is not there. The will is not there, and the people don't even know what to demand. So the people are just acting on tribalism, hate sentiments.
Now, country like Australia, they've looked at society. Welfare is possible. If they can trim down the senators to say 200,000 naira a month, then politics will, a senator per month is earning at 7 million. What is our national minimum wage?
They don't even need to. They don't need to. The thing is, these people, they see the money as their own. So once the money is coming, they already have plans for it. You know, it's like their pocket money.
That is it.
Even the police are not paid. Even the police are not giving the proper equipment. They are not giving the proper uniform. They are sewing by themselves. And if you give their superiors money, they will eat it. So the individuals themselves are ultimately extremely corrupted. You understand me? The individuals themselves, the mindset, and the one that is not corrupted will be taken out so fast.
You see, like in Nigeria, I don't think they have any threshold. They have a threshold if a medical doctor, if a surgeon, if a consultant on level this, you don't go above. Use that law in Nigeria and make it a law. Say, for example, nothing stops us from saying, you know, this is the threshold. Like the National Assembly, why should a senator be working 7 million naira? We're not talking about other miscellaneous, you know, and other. Anyway, Mr. I don't tire for Nigeria matter.
Mr. I don't tire, but the thing be say this spying where they spy people now, they need to stop it. There is no excuse. There is not saying, oh, now all these girls, so now they hear what girls. The conversation should change. Boys, no matter what, nobody give you right to go and to be buying people. First of all, you have to teach the men to stop buying people and stop doing all this crying. There is no justification whatsoever. Yeah, it's the girls going out and doing all those things is bad. Okay, fine, it's bad. Then it's not a reason for you to be buying them and taking their body as arranging them on the table. Why? I don't know. So, like I said before, the elderly generation they destroy the country. And today they will be saying the youth. No, they have nothing to be proud about, honestly. They have nothing to be proud about. So there's so many problems. And now the Southeasterners have to grapple with the issue of IPOB and Simon Ekpa. And let's see how it's going to go. You know, by the grace of God, may God grant us life to continue to see their shenanigans, how it's going. This video is just all over the place. We have touched on so many things at the same time. I don't even know anymore. Yeah. Yeah, my brother, you can have the closing words.
Yeah, like, to be honest with you, for you do. And when it gets to the issue of the Southeast, the phase of telling them this is dangerous is over. Then if they accept, then let us begin to have that conversation, or they have to begin to ask. And my personal opinion, which is my opinion, and I take ownership of it, is to start judgment on Ojukwu. Then Wazirike open up a legal battle against him. That the full weight of the law should take its course on Nnamdi Kanu.
Yeah, and I think
that the next generation is safe.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that if they don't hold Ojukwu's memory accountable for what he has done, it becomes very hard for them to hold Wazirike accountable. And that is why it is hard for them to actually connect what is going on to Kanu, right? They are saying, oh, it's been hijacked. They are using it as an excuse. They are not even seeing that this is actually what he is and what he represents from the get-go, right? So I feel like, yeah, he has to be held accountable for what he has done. But another aspect I'm also looking at it is to kind of make a presentation for some form of reparations for Igbo people, right? Because I feel like the Igbo people, this is a crime that was committed against them, even though they didn't know. So they didn't know what was going on in the larger realm of the whole thing, and it was brought down on them with a heavy force. I feel like Ojukwu needs to be held accountable, but the people also need some form of reparations for what has happened to them.
When they say reparation, is it from the Nigerian government or from...
And also from the international community? I feel like I feel like one can actually see Biafra as a crime against Igbo people, because you are talking about Biafra, but the center stage is Igbo people and Igbo land, and they bore the brunt of the whole thing.
You see, Blessedom, the question we should be asking is this: 1967 to 1970. Let's look at Biafra as it were then, moved on. Why still with the Southeast? That's the key question. But why are they avoiding it? River State is no longer discussing these things. It's only these 5 eastern states that are keeping numb. The question is to wake up and have this political conversation.
Yeah.
Then if it's about governance,
yeah,
I wouldn't want to convolute this conversation.
Yeah, I think I will have to. Yeah, like I will really have to expound on my theory about seeing it also as a crime against the people of the Igbo ethnic nation. Because this guy was allowed to robe in Igbo people into his political shenanigans. The people didn't know any better, and they could see what he was doing, but he was allowed to robe in the whole ethnic group. And it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. He shouldn't be allowed. They could have done whatever they could do to take him out. And then after all the suffering, he still came back and they pardoned him and elevated him and continued to be a statesman. So where is the justice for the people he led into that? You know what I mean? So which means they knew what he was all on about the whole time. And he never suffered any consequences, but the people had to bear that consequence.
Closing, if I'm to focus mainly from the Nnamdi Kanu era, what the Igbos political class should be from day one, you promise to give your followers, where is the country? When? Can you just show us, your progress? So United Nations, where is it? You see, when he was trunking out these lies, they kept quiet. He promised them that Donald Trump is giving them Biafra in 2015. Blessedom, my sister. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I get what you are saying. I think I guess the thing is very deep, and I'm not into law, but I think there could be a room for that kind of argument to be made if we had the right kind of. Thank you, my brother Henry. Sorry, I was kind of lost in thought. Yeah, I'm thinking that um there will be a room for that kind of argument to be brought up against not just the Nigerian state, against, for example, um, I don't know. I don't know how to fashion it because, on the other hand, there's always going to be collateral damage when someone goes into um, a critical situation like that where you are underpowered, you don't have the capacity, and there was really no outlook that you are going to come out victorious at in any way, like what we are seeing in Ukraine, for example, now. So in the future, the question is going to be asked: why was this allowed to happen? Why? Why did the people have to go through this? Like, where people who were in authority could see where this thing is going, even though the people themselves couldn't see it. But then, because I see that there's a lot of hurt on the part of the people, I've come to understand that, you cannot go and be looking for fight. And then when the fight comes, you'll now be crying. I believe that there are consequences. But in another sense, I'm thinking that there will be a way to talk about it and actually make some demands in compensation to the people themselves. Because if they can come to terms with the initiator of the whole crisis and pardon him and give him a state burial, then there has to be something for the people, for the people. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. It's something that we can talk about in another video. So I want to thank every one of you that listening up to this time. The video was all over the place, I know, because the whole thing is overwhelming. There are so many things to talk about. Most times we just kind of lump them into each other, but it's all good. What is said is said, and as long as we are enlightening ourselves and talking about our problems and having the room to do that also. Yeah. Thank you so much. Good night. I'm looking actually at the timeline of 19 of 1967 till 1970 and thereabout. Those people who were there, those people who were children, those people who had properties at that time, you understand me? And those, I mean, in that time, I think for those people, because at the end, thank you, my brother Chimeze. At the end of that conflict, the Nigerian state said no victor, no vanquished, and kind of uh, allow the reintegration. So that, I think from that point of reintegration into the Nigerian state, there cannot be an argument that was made, but maybe at the time prior and during that time, by the time they were granting those interviews with Ojukwu and they know what he was about to do, and knowing that he doesn't have the capacity, that he will be endangering the rest of the population, and knowing that this is just about himself and him escaping his own mutiny that he has already done against his own military regime, and he doesn't want to answer for it. I don't know. I don't know. It's maybe I'm just thinking too far, thinking too much, and thinking out loud at this point. But I will think about it again and see where I'll go with it, or how I can see where it can, get up to. Yeah, yeah, it's also open for your own considerations. Maybe we can talk about it in another video. Yeah. Brandon, all this one you are saying agreement. Let me tell you guys, what you people forget is that Ojukwu was a military governor. He had a superior. Under military rule, your superior has the final say. And even if you're having a conversation with your superior in the end and your superior reneges on that agreement, then it's still your superior. You obey or you resign. Why didn't he resign? You guys are making it look as if it is his birthright. He has to be there. He's appointed to be there. And, this is what I'm talking about because they saw what he was up to. They could have just taken him out and saved the people. He was on about his own mutiny because he has disobeyed his superiors. And that's the main issue, Brandon. Ojukwu was trying to escape his mutiny. He has disobeyed his superiors. And in a military setting, your superior is your superior. It's nothing like he reneged. If he reneged on it, then you resign and leave the military and go and face your charges or do or whatever, or run away. You could, the running away, he ran away 3 years later, he could have run away to begin with. And then he wouldn't have to face mutiny. Maybe he would have been pardoned all the way. All the same, the Igbos would not have lost everything. Would not have lost everything, right? So you people make it look as if, the agreement, he was just a governor, nothing more. And the governor was not his birthright. Another governor would have been appointed. And that's what I'm actually thinking about. So if Ojukwu is going on and like this, and he's just the governor of the southeastern region, and Gowon is the military head of state, he could have just appointed another governor and then have him removed. Nigeria was by at that time, Ironsi have already changed it to a central system. You don't even know the rule, Brandon. You better you go and read up the story properly. By that time, they have already changed it. That's the problem. Because before Gowon came on board, after they took out, eliminated Agu Ironsi, it was a regional system. Agu Ironsi changed it, and Ojukwu didn't complain. Ojukwu didn't stop remitting the funds from the region to. He changed it, and everybody started remitting to the center. So that was when Ojukwu would have complained, but Ojukwu didn't complain until Gowon came, and he wasn't happy with Gowon being over him. But that's his personal thing. He could have resigned. The military governorship was not his birthright. And Gowon, as a matter of fact, would have appointed another military officer, and that would be it. So why robing the whole Southeast into the whole mess? Yeah, so it's not even he's dealing with his superior. It's a military something, and it was, and this the regional government has been trumped into a central government that you have to actually remit to the center. That's where the problem is. It started with the belligerence. He refused to obey the law, obey his superior, and then started having the negotiation. That's why they were even having the negotiation. And I think that's actually what is happening, because by the time Gowon came back and like, you are the superior, you are his commander, and he must listen. You see, so Ojukwu's role would be to resign and leave that post and let somebody else take over it and manage it better. Not trying to cut out that part and be the president of that side. No? All right. The stream is going on again. I see you guys tomorrow by the grace